Hey, welcome back to my channel Duct Tape Mechanic. In this video I'm going to give you the top 2 reasons why your Samsung top load washing machine is leaking water. So if you find this video to be helpful, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more DIY and tinkering videos. Alright, so here is the washer in question. It's a Samsung top load washing machine. This style of washer, they sold millions of these washers. So basically, if you bought a Samsung washing machine in the last 7 to 8 years, this video is going to be applicable to you. So in this case, this particular model number starts with WA50R. So if you were concerned about that, it should be around here or maybe right here. That's where the model number typically is. I think that sticker fell off on this machine, but basically if you have a Samsung washing machine that you bought in the last 7 to 8 years, even if it looks a little bit different than this, it's going to be pretty much the same 2 reasons that cause these notorious leaks. So let's get to fixing it. The first reason is that there's some sort of malfunction with the inlet valves. Now, this is very common on these sort of machines, and the best way to test for that is to go ahead and get behind your machine and leave everything plugged in for now, because we're actually going to be seeing if it leaks, and then come and undo the back cover. Take a look at the valve assembly. There's 5 screws we need to undo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, so once you get that back cover off, it's okay to just let it kind of dangle. It's got this diagnostics port right here, which you could take off, but it's not really necessary if you just kind of let it hang from the washer like this. It's not going to hurt anything. Now we can take a look at the valve assembly. Alright, so here is the valve assembly, and oftentimes there's leaks right here. So where those valves come in and meet this plastic manifold over here, that's where you develop a lot of leaks. That I've seen, like right here. So with the water line still hooked up, this is a good opportunity to look for those leaks. This video is more for demonstration purposes. These valves are actually good, so that's why they're not leaking, but I have seen this in the field quite a bit. So it's just the way that these are made, it's just kind of suspect, because this rubber grommet's got to be perfectly in this plastic molding to fit. So a lot of those inlet, 3 of those inlet ports are like that, and one of them is actually the old-fashioned clamp and rubber hose, which actually works really well. So but you can also examine that one to see if there's any leaks, but most of the time it's just these inlets that leak. I don't know why they would do like 3 of these solenoids valves to be like this sort of plastic with the grommet fitting in, and then one of them being the rubber hose and the clamp. As you can see, this one also has the barb fitting with the clamp as well. But yeah, this is a good opportunity just to go ahead and look at this valve manifold to see if there's any sort of cracks in the plastic that would lead to a leak. If there are, this whole thing is just one unit. It's fairly easy to replace. I'm going to show you how to do that next. To replace it, go ahead and just first power off your washing machine, and then go ahead and take off the water lines after turning the water off, obviously. And then what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect all of these electrical connectors. If you want, this is a good opportunity to take a picture. It's pretty much red, blue, white, blue. And so once all of those have been disconnected, you may have to use a screwdriver if that connector is really tight. Then there's just a couple of screws that are holding this manifold or this valve assembly in. So we got those out of the way there. So there's 1, 2, 3 Phillip head screws that are holding this valve assembly in, and also that one hose that just needs to be undone by undoing the clamp, and we'll do that after we kind of got this thing loose. three have been undone, we should be able to just kind of lift up and lift it out of there. Now we're still got that one hose right there that we can just undo with our pliers. That's why those barbed fittings with barbed fitting with a hose and clamp on it never leaks, whereas these ones with this gasket that fits into this plastic molding, it's all the way up, you know, it's up in the air whether it's going to leak or not. And also I've seen just like random cracks on these valves as well. Anyways, what I'll do is I'll post a link to this valve assembly. It shouldn't cost that much money, so you can just click on the pop-up link. It should pop up around now in the video and purchase your valve assembly if you notice that they had a leak, and then just install it from there. There also will be a link in the description of this video as well. Alright, so let's pretend the new valve assembly has arrived, and let's install it. To install it is pretty much everything that we did to uninstall it, but in reverse order. I do like to get a little bit of water and put it on these gaskets before setting them. So just a squirt of that, just to make sure we don't have any dry gaskets. I don't know if that does anything. But anyways, the first thing we need to do is hook up the hose to this barbed fitting, because that was the last thing we took off. And it's a lot easier to do it like this rather than trying to do it the other way around. Now you can take off this interface panel. I just didn't take it off because sometimes like the clips are kind of fragile on it. I didn't want to take unnecessary risks and break it. Taking the interface panel off will give you a little bit more space, but not really needed. Alright, so we got that one hose connected back on to the barb fitting. Now for these ones right here, we're just going to put them into the slots. You just kind of pull and seat them in, and you'll know you're seated when your holes for the screws are lined up. So there we go. After that, we're just going to go ahead and put the screws in, and then we'll put the electrical connectors back on. Alright, after that we'll go ahead and put the back cover back on. So if replacing that valve assembly doesn't resolve the water on your floor, then there's still one more place, or one more really common place to look, and I'm going to show that to you coming up next. In order to do that, I'm going to go ahead and turn this washer around and show you. After that, we're going to be taking off this back panel right here. It's just 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so after removing that panel, we're going to get to the second most notorious reason why your Samsung top load washer is leaking water. That's because of this notorious hose right here, the tub to pump hose. Now, this hose right here doesn't seem like, you know, it's going to be very expensive, but it's kind of pricey for what it is. Now, I've noticed that these hoses leak a lot. They've got this little flimsy clamp holding it onto the pump, and they often leak from this side of the hose. So there's some water in that thing, but yeah, they leak from this side, and that clamp can be undone pretty much your hand, while the tub side one will need a Phillips head screwdriver to undo it. There it is, focused a little bit better. But yeah, I'll also try to post that part number as well, so it just pops up around now, and you can just order that and get it over with. This is I've replaced a lot of these. To remove the clamp right here, you can use a stubby or a short screwdriver to get behind there. A regular size one probably won't give you enough room to get to this screw right here. It also fits a 10mm socket, so you can also use that. You may need a little bit of leverage because it could be tight. I'm just going to kind of cheat the system and put it on this right angle adapter and just hammer it out with my hammer impact driver. Yeah, to install it is pretty much simple. You just want to do the tub side first and just squeeze it up there and position it as it was before. And that's what kind of should look like when it's properly installed. You see that notch in the hose goes onto the tab of the pump, and this one here is just onto the tub side. The only thing left is go ahead and slap this back panel back on. Alright, so that covers the top 2 most common reasons why your Samsung top-load washing machine is leaking water. So if you found this video to be helpful, make sure you hit the thumbs up sign.